Hi folks, this is Wemette coming to you with another Red's Bedtime story, and I thought I'd start out going way back into the 60s, early 70s, 1970, 1971. Ken Hansen, he knew I was in the Marine Corps. I was just out of the Marine Corps, and he and Sam DeStefano were very close in different ways. But they had taken Curt Hansen, who was with Jimmy Catura at the time, and Silas Jayne hired Curt to murder George Jayne. Well, George evaded it. He had somebody else start his car, Sherry Root, and I believe this is in 1965 while I was away in the Marine Corps. But the car blew up, and it killed Sherry Root, and there was a big investigation, and everything kept going. But the contract was still on. So Ken Hansen contracted me, conspired, I guess, to murder George Jayne. He told me, he said, there's $10,000 to kill him, and $25,000 if you bring him back alive to Cy. And I listened to it and I said, whoa, this is something I could stop right here. I could stop this right now. So what happened was, I was out at the Old Thoroughbred Seahorse, Old Thoroughbred Training Center at 59 and 22. That would have been the northeast corner of 59, Route 59 and 22. It was like, it had a Barrington address, but it wasn't far from Lake Zurich if you went down 22 for a while. But anyway, when I was there, I was kind of keeping an eye on George. I had contacted several law enforcement agents, but they always wanted to know my name and everything else, and I didn't want to get that deep into it because I wanted to go deeper into the mob. So what I did was, George's house was in Inverness, which was not far away, and while I was staying at the Thoroughbred Training Center for Ken Yellen, Ken Yellen was later murdered. His body was found in Wacker Drive, Lower Wacker Drive. But as I was staying there, I used to drive out by George's house and kind of keep an eye on things. And the very particular night that Jake Barnes and Mel Adams murdered him, I was there. And I immediately, it was a Saturday night, and I immediately got back to the barn, Thoroughbred Training Center, which used to be a gambling den for they say, for the Capone days. It was the only place I ever found that had a steeple up on the top of it with a machine gun turret. I'd never seen anything like that before. Also had a lot of hidden passageways and a lot of walls where behind them there was slot machines. But anyway, that's getting away from the story. So what happened was I called Ken Hansen, and the code word was, the horse is dead. And he was staying at Lenny Slager's. Lenny Slager, we all used to go to the track together. So Lenny wasn't there. He was estranged from his wife at the time. So Hansen immediately hung up the phone, and it didn't give me a chance to explain to him. It was in the newspapers, you know, that Sunday morning paper, that George Jayne had been murdered the night before. And he thought that I did the job, that I killed him. And so I called back, and Joanne answered the phone, Joanne Slager, and I said, is Kenny there? And she said, no, he just grabbed everything and flew out of here. So when he did fly out, he was gone. There was no way to get in contact with him. Well, I was out in the back. They had a 1.5-mile racetrack out in back for training and warming up your horses, or, you know, breezing them, whatever. It was a nice place, very nice place, very elite. But at any rate, I was out in back, in the back 40, so to speak, and here comes Ken Hansen about 4 hours later, and he comes up to me as he's walking. I know it's him, and he had his hand in his pocket, and he pulled out a .25 automatic pistol, and he said, you know, I just came from Cy's place. And I said, yeah. And so I said, you know, I tried to call you back, and he said, shut up. He said, listen to me. Cy told me somebody was there and picked up the money. Somebody already was there. He didn't tell me who. He said, give me my money. Give me my share. And I said, Kenny, I didn't do it. And he said, 25 grand. He said it was all paid out. And I said, you were going to pay me 10 grand. What are you talking about? And he pulled out the pistol. Well, the pistol was out, but he pulled it out of his pocket, so to speak. It was a nickel-plated 25. And he shot me. And as he did, I rolled down and pulled out my 45. And I cocked the hammer back and fired 2 into the ground next to his feet. And I told him, you're 10 seconds from hell, pal. And we talked it over, and I explained everything to him. And eventually, that's what happened. But Ken Hansen he was involved in a lot of murders for all the things he got away with. And he was connected with Vic Spilotro. He was connected with a lot of different people, mob-orientated. And Cy was mob-orientated, but the mob didn't want to have anything to do with Cy. He was an 8-ball. You know, he was somebody that you couldn't trust, almost the same as DeStefano. So that's how the story went. And this is Red's bedtime story for tonight. And I hope you like it. By the way, I wrote a book. That part's in the book. Some of it is. And the book is called Nobody Cares and What I Did About It, the Red Wemette story. It's available at redwemette.com. You can buy it off of me, an autographed edition, or you can get a non-autographed edition at Amazon, CreateSpace, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, any fine bookstore. If you call them, they'll order it for you. But I'll give you an autographed edition if you order it from me, and I'll autograph it right to you. So that's my story for tonight, folks. Thank you. God bless you, and have a great evening.